There's a quiet war happening inside you right now. No bullets, no alarms, just a soft whisper, the one that tells you, wait a little longer, you're not ready yet. You feel it when the alarm rings, but your bed feels like safety. You feel it when your dreams whisper, let's go, but your comfort says, let's stay. It's the invisible hesitation, the pause between knowing what to do and actually doing it. The Stoics knew this war well. They fought it every day, not on battlefields, but within. Marcus Aurelius didn't always want to rule an empire. He wanted peace, quiet philosophy, but he showed up, even when he didn't feel like it. Epictetus was born a slave, beaten, crippled, owned, but he still stood tall mentally because he knew one truth. You don't need motivation, you need movement. This video isn't for those who want to feel better, it's for those who want to be better. Because action, real, meaningful, hard action, is not a feeling, it's a decision. Let's go deep into 7 Stoic lessons that will rewire your brain to take action, not next week, not tomorrow now. To the Stoics, philosophy wasn't something you read. It was something you lived, sweated, bled for. They didn't sit in ivory towers and theorize about virtue. They ruled empires, they endured torture, they lost children, they faced exile and death. But they moved because they believed that how you act in the face of chaos defines who you are. They didn't wait for the right time, they created it. They didn't beg for easier conditions, they trained to be stronger men. This isn't about self-help fluff. This is ancient, hard-won truth that still cuts through modern paralysis like a blade. If you've been procrastinating, drifting, stuck in your head, this is your wake-up call. Lesson 1. Action begins with acceptance. Marcus Aurelius began many mornings with this thought. You will meet people today who are selfish, deceitful, arrogant. He didn't say that to complain. He said it to prepare, because the man who accepts reality doesn't waste energy resisting it. He responds to it, and action begins there. Imagine a firefighter. If she walks into a burning building and screams, "This shouldn't be happening, people die." But if she accepts the fire, she moves. She saves lives. Most of us walk into life's burning rooms, traffic, stress, heartbreak, setbacks, and scream, "This isn't fair." The Stoic says, is this mine to control? If yes, act. If no, release. That clarity frees energy, and energy becomes motion. When we accept reality, not resign to it, but accept it, we can face it head on. Seneca reminded us we suffer more in imagination than in reality. How many times have you hesitated, not because things were hard, but because you wished they were different? Acceptance is the first step toward movement. It clears the fog. It cuts the noise. You want to take action. Start by saying, yes, this is hard. Yes, it's unfair. And yes, I move anyway. What if the thing that's holding you back isn't the situation, but your refusal to accept it? How much energy have you lost to blaming, complaining, wishing? You want to be powerful, then start by saying, this is mine, let's go. Lesson 2. Kill comfort before it kills you. Comfort feels like kindness, but it's often a sedative. Epictetus told his students, you must be willing to be mocked, ridiculed, misunderstood, if you wish to become free. And freedom to a Stoic isn't luxury, it's self-mastery. Comfort dulls the blade. When you always reach for warmth, sugar, ease, silence, you forget that your soul was forged for friction. Seneca, who had access to immense wealth, routinely slept on the ground, fasted, and wore simple clothes. Why? To train himself not to fear poverty. Modern example. Think about Navy SEALs in Hell Week. They don't hope for strength, they train for it through suffering. You don't build resilience on a couch, you build it in cold showers, missed comforts, hard choices. You want to take more action? Then choose discomfort before life forces it on you. Start small. Say no to the second helping. Wake up before sunrise. Take the stairs. Skip the shortcut. Each small act of voluntary discomfort is a vote against weakness. The Stoics didn't fear pain, they feared losing their edge. So ask yourself, what comforts are keeping you soft, and what happens when the world no longer pampers you? Comfort isn't evil, but it's addictive, and addictions steal your will. What if you built a habit not of indulgence, but of friction? What if your morning coffee wasn't the start of your day, but the reward for doing the hard thing first? Choose the harder path, not to suffer, but to strengthen. Lesson 3. Don't wait for clarity, act to create it. I'm not sure yet, I need more time, I just don't know where to start. Sound familiar? The Stoics would say, then move anyway. Seneca was clear. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. But he never said you had to know the perfect port, just a direction. When you walk into a foggy forest, you don't wait for the trees to move. You take one step, then the next. Clarity is revealed through motion. Want to know what job is right for you? Start applying. Want to write a book? Write one page. Want to be in shape? Go sweat. Today, every inch forward makes the picture clearer. Even if you go the wrong direction, you're collecting data. You're eliminating what doesn't work. That's progress. But waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration, that's ego. That's fear disguised as wisdom. The Stoics remind us life is long if you know how to use it. Movement is use. So stop analyzing the map. Start walking. You'll never think your way into a meaningful life. You'll act your way into it. Still waiting for the right time, the right idea. What if this moment right now is already enough? What if clarity doesn't precede movement but flows from it? You don't need more time. You need fewer excuses. Lesson 4. Use emotion as a signal, not a mast. Emotions aren't the enemy, but they make terrible leaders, Epictetus taught. It is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them. You feel angry. That's a signal something matters to you. You feel anxious. That's a signal you're imagining the future. You feel fear. That's a signal you care. But too many let emotion drive. You don't act because you feel like it. You act because it's right. The Stoics didn't numb themselves. They trained themselves. They taught emotional control, not emotional suppression. Think of a seasoned pilot in turbulence. Does he freak out with the passengers? No. He sees the data, adjusts, responds. That's what Stoicism trains in you. The ability to pause between feeling and doing. Modern life floods you with emotion, scrolling news, outrage, desire. If you obey every spike of feeling, you become a puppet. But if you notice your emotions, question them, then act, you become a commander. So when anger flares up, pause. Ask, is this useful? When fear whispers, ask, is this helping or hurting? You are not your impulses. You are what you choose despite them. What if you stopped waiting to feel ready? What if you stood up even when afraid, spoke truth, even when trembling feelings are weather? They pass. Your actions, that's the climate of your character. Lesson 5. Define success by effort, not outcome. Here's where most people fail. They judge their action by the applause, the likes, the reward, the validation. But the Stoics, they judged by effort. Marcus Aurelius said, just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. You can't control if people appreciate your work. You can't control if the world rewards your discipline. But you can control whether you showed up today honestly, completely, without excuses. The Stoic measures success by internal criteria. Did I act with integrity? And did I live aligned with reason? Did I fulfill my role to the best of my ability? That's it. Modern society wants external proof, money, followers, titles. But the Stoic knows those things fade. What remains is the dignity of effort. Imagine a sculptor working on a statue no one may ever see. But she chisels anyway, not because of fame, but because the act is sacred. That's you. Whether you're building a business, writing a book, raising a child, or getting sober, do it for the doing. Let the outcome be a byproduct, not the point. Because when you release the outcome, you're finally free to act with courage. Would you still show up if no one clapped? Would you still write if no one read? That's Stoic action. That's real freedom. Don't chase results. Chase alignment. Lesson 6. Use death as fuel, not fear. Memento mori. Remember death not to be afraid, but to wake up. Marcus Aurelius often wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." Imagine death sitting across from you, not as a monster, but a mirror. It asks, are you living today in a way you'd be proud of if it were your last? When you dodge that question, you drift. But when you face it, clarity returns. You stop waiting for permission. You stop arguing with strangers online. You stop delaying the workout, the book, the hard phone call. You realize this hour matters. Modern life trains us to forget death. We distract, scroll, sedate, but the Stoic faces it daily, and that urgency sharpens their vision. Steve Jobs said it best. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Memento mori reminds you you don't have forever, so stop acting like you do. What conversation have you delayed? What work have you avoided? What truth have you been scared to say? You're not guaranteed another chance. Take the one you have, this one, and act. If today were your last, would you be proud? Would you have moved, loved, spoken? Let that thought burn through your excuses. Let it pull you into boldness, because one day the clock runs out. Lesson 7. Identity follows action, not the other way around. You don't wait until you're ready to act. You act, and then you become. The Stoics knew this long before modern psychology proved it. You're not confident, and then you speak. You speak, and confidence grows. You're not disciplined, and then you train. You train, and discipline takes root. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Action rewires identity. Every time you show up early, focused, consistent, you cast a vote for the person you want to be. Not with words, with proof. You want to be brave. Do one brave thing. You want to be patient. Pause once today when it's hardest. You want to be strong. Lift one burden you've avoided. It's not magic, it's math. Action x repetition equals identity. That's why Stoicism isn't about theory, it's about practice. Daily, repeated, earned. The only way to force yourself to act is to act once, then again. And watch as your mind catches up. You stop saying, I hope I can, and start saying, this is who I am, because your actions tell the truth about you louder than anything else ever could. You're not your dreams. You're not your goals. You're your daily actions. What kind of person are you voting for? Today, let's be honest, you won't always feel ready. You won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel fearless. But the Stoics didn't wait to feel. They trained to move. And that's what this is about. Not hype, not hacks, just hard-earned, soul-deep, quiet power. Because when you force yourself to act, not recklessly but purposefully, you become more than a man reacting to life. You become a man creating it. This week, don't binge watch another self-help clip. Become the clip someone else watches to rise. Set the alarm, stand in the cold, make the call, hit record, say what needs to be said, even if it's shaky, even if it's slow, even if it's quiet. Because the world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more willing ones. So here's your challenge. Pick one action, just one that you've avoided. Do it today, not tomorrow, not when it's easier. Today, leave a comment when it's done. Say, I moved. Let that be your proof. And if this video stirred something in you, subscribe to Stoic Leadership Insights. Share this with someone you respect, someone who's ready to stop watching and start doing. Memento mori, amor fati. Move forward. We'll see you on the other side.